Hey, yo, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I'm one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We got DJ Never.
Yo, what up?
We got DJ D Miles.
What's good, what's good?
And Jamie the Great is MIA. He's in Cali. He didn't make it out to Vegas, and he's handling some family biz. Big shout out to Jamie. We miss you, big boy. What's good, fellas?
Man.
Nothing much, man. I felt like I haven't seen you guys forever, man.
I know. I feel like I haven't seen you guys even since before my last trip.
I know. Every day seems like a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I've been telling somebody every day seems like a Sunday because it's like, you know, Sundays you're expecting the work week to start kind of on a Monday.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
But that Monday never really comes. So it's just like Sunday. Everyone just waiting for the work week to start.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I've ever not known what day it is so many times in a row, like in my life. Like I'll be way off, like thinking it's like a Thursday, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, it feels like Sunday. It's like fucking Friday. It's been weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like nothing seems normal.
Damn.
But someone getting
man.
back to normal.
I think so. I think by the time summer comes, it might get a little better
Yeah.
Yeah.
than it is right now.
Well, everything's opening up kind of in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like this past weekend, the day pools all started. Like
Yeah.
they're like a kind of soft opening pause.
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, what's the deal? Vegas is at 25% capacity right now.
Yeah.
And then in March 15, they're going to be 50%.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
It's
wait,
funny.
no,
My Lyft driver
we're
said it started today.
Oh, really?
He
really?
said this. He could be wrong, but he says the 50% started today.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
Oh, I think Vegas was at 35%.
Yeah.
We're at
Yeah,
35%.
sounds right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're at 50%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think by Memorial Day weekend, they're trying to be at 75, right?
Yeah.
Right before June, they're trying to be at 75%.
Get that summertime money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I see like work starting to come in, gigs are
Yeah.
starting to come back, but it's like little by little. I've been talking with nightlife people,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone just has like a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they're not telling anybody like literally what each phase is. They're just kind of running with. They're not sure what's gonna happen and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are optimistic. I don't know what y'all been hearing on the Vegas.
I mean, I'm kind of optimistic. One of my buddies, he's a huge Golden Knights fan, and so they actually started allowing fans last week to the home games.
to the ice hockey.
Yeah,
Oh,
at
shit.
25%, and he said he was sitting next to an MGM exec, and they said they're pretty much going to use the stadium as a field study. So if everything goes well within the stadium, and they can. If the numbers are solid and no one gets any like sickness or anything with COVID just from being in the stadium, they're going to use that as a gauge to how they move within the nightlife for the casinos.
Wow.
So maybe that'll like tell them like maybe okay, if we have 2,000 people in one venue, they know how to handle it moving forward with like a Hakkasan or the Wet Republic and all those things. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're really monitoring closely the hockey games just to see, because I mean there's tons of cross contamination. You can't border every seat.
Right.
People have to go to the bathroom. The concession stands are open, so there's a lot of crossing paths. People are still wearing masks, but it's probably going to be a good test for them to kind of see how they can move forward.
Yeah. Well, everyone's been kind of referencing that sports events are going to set the tone for everything else, pretty much. Nightclubs, festivals, and all of that shit.
Yeah.
So if all of that shit goes through, I mean, All-Star Weekend was this past weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that shit was wide open, wasn't it? Or no?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the city was wide open, but there was no fans in the games or any of the events.
I think the players were allowed like husbands or wives.
Yeah.
And maybe kids. But as far as open to the fans, no. But I heard the city itself was cracking.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people went out there just to party.
Yeah.
Even against the was it Keisha Lance Bottom? She's the mayor of the city.
Mm-hmm.
She strongly suggested that people didn't come, and just to stay away. Don't treat it as an all-star weekend, a normal all-star weekend. But people going to use any excuse to get out, man.
The clubs is packed. Nobody was wearing masks. It was
but it's like Tampa Bay, right? When a city like that has an event like that happening, they can't really say no to it. They kind of gotta let it go,
impossible.
And then put these like parentheses of like everyone stay safe and don't go out.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's like that the city needs that revenue, yo. They're gonna need all those bodies, all those, they're gonna need that money, yo.
Yeah. And people were out, like celebrities were out. Artists, nightclubs were packed.
Club
performances.
I heard it was Robin season out there, yo.
That also, man.
Yeah.
I heard every stick-up kid
Yep.
in the down south and East Coast, and we're just like, yo, We need to go to Atlanta and rob all these motherfuckers.
Yo, there was like mass shootings, robberies, and that this past weekend.
Yeah, man.
The whole like Instagram, my whole Instagram feed were a bunch of like Suburbans and exotic cars with their rims and tires stolen, yo.
On crates. I saw a Suburban on the fucking brake pads. I was like, God damn.
I haven't seen that shit since I haven't seen that shit since like the 80s, yo. When was the last time motherfuckers started stealing like rims and wheels and shit?
That episode of Martin when Hustle Man stole his tires and hubcaps.
No, seriously though, when the motherfuckers stopped doing that shit in the 2000s? No, they weren't like taking
early 2000s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
That was back when people were putting locks on their rims.
These motherfuckers are going back to the 80s.
Yeah, man.
I mean, how much can they really make from like tires and shit and rims?
I mean, not much, man. It's not a major come up. Not how it used to be. Like back when like rims were like 10 grand. Yeah, for like the spree wells and the spinning rims and all that.
I feel like people stealing them for themselves. I don't even think they're trying to sell that shit.
Nah,
man.
I think they selling that shit, man.
Oh no, man.
I think they selling that shit. I think like what hubcaps back in the day. What was that? Some 70s shit or 80s shit?
70s for sure.
70s, 80s, yeah.
So I have a question. Did the car manufacturers stop making hubcaps because motherfuckers were stealing them? Or it just
I don't think so. I don't think they just stopped making them.
Why did motherfuckers steal hubcaps? Well, I never understood that because it had like a Cadillac emblem on it or something. Or what was it?
Hubcaps would cover like that rusted rim under it, so it was like a cheap way to mask like an old rim. But they were so fucking cheap, you could just pop them off with a flathead screwdriver. And that was like,
but why were motherfuckers stealing that? They weren't making money like that.
I mean, you could probably take them to like your local little like shop and trade them in for like $20.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. They still make them, but they make them
sad ass. That's when you know motherfuckers. That's when you know.
That's what you think crooks do, man. It's like it's still anything.
Nah,
man.
But like that's when you know it's going bad right now.
Yeah.
When motherfuckers are stealing wheels, like car rims.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen people posting that rims was getting stolen in years.
But it's not even like rims, right? It's just
it's
like regular wheels. Yeah.
Like I saw Suburban was like on factory wheels.
But there's someone left a comment that Suburban wheels are like $1,600 each or some shit.
Probably. Because they come with really nice wheels, and then if it's brand new, it comes with a really nice pair of tires, and them tires are expensive. We're talking about like the top of the line Michelin, maybe Pirelli. They're expensive. Toyo.
I love the underworld. Like I really, because this is the thing. Like if we were down and out, right, and we were like, yo, fuck it, let's just start stealing tires and shit, right? If we wanted to do that shit, right?
Yeah,
we would need a plug, right?
Oh yeah.
So there would be some garage or some mechanic out there or some car, I don't know, some used car spot.
Yeah.
That's buying that shit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
but we would need to know that plug, right?
Wouldn't it be hard to do that in Vegas?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be hard to do that in Vegas if we wanted to do it?
No, but I'm just saying, like, if we wanted to do it, I'm trying to think of the complexities of how to organize this. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's real. Because I ain't gonna lie, I want to say this was like 2004. I had a Tahoe, and my transmission went out. And I hit up one of my boys in LA. I was like, hey, man, I got a 96 Tahoe. I need a transmission.
Yeah.
Shit, he had me a transmission in about 2 days.
What does that mean? He stole it?
Yeah. He had one of his boys bring it to me on Alpha a tow truck straight to Vegas. And I just went to a mechanic and had it installed.
Talking about a plug.
Wait. You called your boy up for a new transmission.
Yes. I was like, bro, my transmission is out. I need a transmission.
But you knew that he was going to take it from some other. Yeah. From literally maybe
that was his gig.
A single mother family, right?
I know. Bro,
single mother family.
I know.
A single mom with 3 kids.
I was like,
she needed to get to work.
I was like,
pay for food.
I was like 22 years old. I was like 22 years old. I was kind of broke. I knew what he was up to, but I was like, fuck it. I need a transmission.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
D need a floss in his Tahoe.
I know,
right? D, the 22-year-old, need his Tahoe.
And
so fuck the single mom.
My Tahoe was tough too. It had the TVs. Had the rims.
You one of them
with the little disabled kid.
I would like keep the belly DVD playing on the TVs.
Look at you. Did you have the TV screens in the headrest?
Hell yeah, I did.
Wait, for the people behind you in traffic for no reason?
No. I just had it on the back of the headrest. On the back of the headrest, that was it.
Did you have spinners?
No, I didn't have spinners. I had some clean rims, some clean chrome rims.
You wanted spinners though, right?
I thought about it, but then it was just they started giving out tickets for spinners.
Oh, they
Yeah,
did?
it became illegal because it gave an illusion that the car was still going and it was causing accidents.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why they kind of like phased each other. They phased out anyway because it was kind of whack. But yeah, they made it to where, at least in California, you would get ticketed for having spinners.
Wait. But then they had you ever seen the hubcap spinners?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
Those
the
are
only
the
time
worst.
hubcaps came back, right? when they had the hubcap spinners.
Yeah, man. That shit was terrible.
That
I
shit-
would see like an old, like,
It'd be like a-
86 Corolla.
It'd be a Camry or something with these gold spinners. Like the gold spinners don't even match the color of the.
Instead of like getting a paint job or hooking up the car better,
Yeah.
you're gonna get spinners.
Yeah,
That was the
man.
worst era, man.
That was
Right?
bad. That was bad.
What was that era? Was that the big button-up era? It was, right?
It was right there. It was like right around like 2001
Yeah.
to about 2004 or 5. It was like the big button ups,
Motherfuckers will wear EVs like baggy,
oversized fitted hats.
Yeah, with the baggy Evisu jeans and like a blazer, and like a wool blazer, right?
Yo, I used to wear like
with a fitted cap.
I used to wear like I'm a natural 30. My waist is a 30. I
Yeah.
would get like 36s,
Yeah,
like 36 long Rockaware jeans.
Yeah.
Go to Burlington Coat Factory, get the oversized 2XL button up,
with some custom
cufflinks.
Inglewood cufflinks.
Had like a wave cap with the
Yo,
oversized hat.
I ain't gonna front, man. When I got my Evisu jeans, I thought I was the shit, man. I was just like, yeah, I made it.
Yo,
Got
Ibiza was.
these Evisu.
I ain't gonna lie, those jeans look clean.
You know what? They kind of coming back.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
like
because
them.
those jeans are all over the because Gen Z is buying all those jeans at the vintage stores.
I still have mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish
In
I would have kept
storage.
mine.
You
Yeah,
should
man.
check them on eBay.
I am gonna do that after this, man. I got to pay in black and blue.
Sell them for $40 each on Offer Up or something.
Yo, no lie though, man. Like that Atlanta shit's real, man. A buddy of mine, God bless him, man. He lost his life. He was just in town for Atlanta. This happened in the beginning of February.
Oh, man.
He was visiting like for the night just to celebrate his birthday. Went to a nightclub. He had a homeboy that had a really nice exotic rental company. So I think he was pushing like a Bentley. He went to the gas station. Dudes just shot him up, man. And he tried to drive off, and he kind of fainted and hit a tree.
What happened? I mean, like,
Bro,
it was just they tried to rob him, or did he have
It's
beef with
just-
someone?
It's just
or-
robbing season out there, man. Like anyone that's not familiar or just out there flossing that people don't know, they just hemming them up. And I asked him, like, people I know or like people that were still close to him, because I hadn't really spoken to him in years.
Mhm.
And they're like, bro, like it's probably one of them things that'll never get solved, because that's just been happening so often in Atlanta. The police and the law enforcement just can't keep up. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He was just literally out there enjoying himself for the night, and he just went to Atlanta because it's open. And he went to go celebrate somewhere where it was open. You know what I
This
mean?
just happened, huh?
Yeah, it happened in the beginning of February.
It's funny that you bring that up. That same scenario of motherfuckers just shooting up cars, like on, I don't know, what the highway or in the middle of the street. That shit happened to Sahai.
Really?
Sahai, who's like the
Mhm,
ghostwriter for Kanye and all
Yeah.
these motherfuckers. He's really talented rapper. Yo, you got to check him out. There's Vlad TV on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like these interviews with Sahai on Vlad TV. These new ones. I think they just came out a couple days ago. And he talks about in Atlanta how it's like Atlanta's on fire right now. And it's just like every stick-up kid from around the country is in fucking Atlanta, and they robbing motherfuckers, and they shot up his car while he
Damn.
was driving. But he said it was a Maserati that shot him up.
Wow.
So they were like, why would a Maserati shoot you up? And he said, because the Maseratis need to keep up with these rappers' whips.
Yeah.
So the rappers got exotic cars, and then if they see someone robbing them, they could just dip out.
Right.
So even just to catch up with these motherfuckers, they need an exotic whip like a Maserati.
That's unreal, man.
Shit, man.
So he was saying in an interview, he doesn't know if it was just some random motherfuckers trying to rob him, or if it was some shit, because I guess Sahai used to deal back in the day. He used to move weight back in the day.
Yeah.
And then he said he doesn't know if it's some shit from 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but he's been paranoid because he don't know how to move and shit. Because he's like, he doesn't know if it's some random shit or if motherfuckers are waiting to hit him up again.
Jeez,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And that's what's crazy too about my buddy. He had been into some shit. He was in his 40s. He had changed his life. He's married. He had kids. But 10, 15 years ago, he was really heavy in the streets. So people that I talked to, they're like, yo, we don't know if it was random or if it was something
Right.
from his past that caught up to him. And I can't rule that out because I just know how he used to move.
And everyone's in Atlanta hanging out
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in New York. Like I think LA is like shut down, so a lot of motherfuckers are going to like Atlanta or Miami.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing where if we were like a crew of stick up kids, right? If we just rob motherfuckers, what would be the cities that we would stay in right now? We would be in Miami or Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes sense. We would be like, yo, let's go to fucking...
Those cities are open.
Yeah. I would even be bouncing back and forth. I mean, the drive can't be that long, right?
Right.
Even if we were driving back and forth, especially if we had guns and shit, driving back... I'm like laying out the whole...
I know, right? Somebody's listening right now, like
really?
taking notes.
I'm like,
shit, yeah, man, you can do that.
It's like my entrepreneurial spirit is coming out. So wait, if I was gonna plan robbing these motherfuckers, I'd be like, yo, I'd set up shop in Miami, and I'd set up shop in Atlanta, right? And I have a team in Atlanta and a team in Miami, and then let's say All-Star Weekend hits up Atlanta, everyone goes to Atlanta, and then that's how they moving and shit.
Yeah, and the thing is, and even I've noticed it when I'm in Atlanta, it's really easy to spot someone that ain't from there. Like, it's just the way that the culture is out there. You can easily feel out of place really fast because people just move a certain way in Atlanta that's really true to the city. Same with probably Miami. Like, they can spot them real fast. And then, you know, if you're robbing someone from out of town, it's way easier to get caught up.
Yeah,
for
it's
someone
a
that's
smaller,
local.
it's a little smaller of a city, right? Everyone kind of knows everyone and shit.
Yeah.
I heard it's always happening though after the club.
Yep.
Like motherfuckers going to the club, spending the money at the tables, flossing,
Yeah.
and then these motherfuckers get them right after the club.
Yeah. And when Atlanta, even though it's a city, it's still the country. So as soon as you hop on 85, it's completely pitch black.
Right.
There's no like lights on the freeways. It's just huge bushes. Like a motherfucker could disappear in a second out there.
Shit,
you know what I mean? And no one know. It'll take days for someone to even, you know, maybe even know that they're missing.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. But you know what's crazy too. Skipping states in California, in the Bay Area. My buddy just came back. He said the new thing up there is that cats are just sticking you up in traffic on the freeway on foot. Like if your car, you got a nice car, they just bust in the window, getting you out the car, and they just keep it moving in traffic.
Oh wow,
That's the new shit. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So the Bay Area, like Oakland, you know what I mean, places like that. That's what they're doing right now.
Yo, you know what you could do? You could even have like a motorcycle gang.
Oh yeah.
You have like a bike gang, just kind of go through like the cars and just speed off. Just rob like 20 cars in traffic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
No one
man.
can go
I
nowhere.
don't know about
man.
that. 20 cars in traffic. Come on, man.
You got to come up with a plan somehow, though.
Yeah.
But you could do it. Why am I thinking all this criminal shit right
I
now?
know, right?
Wow, man, shit, you gotta have that state of mind and just be prepared.
I've been watching Hip Hop Uncovered. I was just like, just thinking of all that shit. Can you imagine all that shit that they would? Oh man.
Yo, you want to laugh? I was actually watching it last night before I fell asleep.
Yeah. Again? You're
Yeah,
watching again?
I didn't see the last episode.
Yeah.
So I was catching up on that. And I dreamt that I was a fucking drug dealer. I thought I was hanging out with Bibby. Bimmy.
What was your position? What was you? A shooter?
Nah, I was just like the drug handler, man.
You were the driver? Come
Yeah,
on, you were the
exactly.
driver. Never would have just been the driver.
Yeah.
Never would have been it. What would you have been in those days?
I probably would have been a driver.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm real observant. Like knowing my personality, I'd have been like the getaway driver.
You don't think you would have been like an enforcer?
I might
because of your size.
No, I probably would have been a good stick up kid because I can get out of a situation really fast on my feet.
I think you would have been an enforcer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm quiet.
Nah, because you're like, you're kind of like a little shorter in stature. So like it's unpredictable.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And then like a lot of motherfuckers would
wouldn't see it
underestimate you. Yeah.
Damn.
I'd make you a shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely be a driver. I'm not a shooter, man. I couldn't do that.
I wonder what my position would be, man.
You'd be a shooter, man.
Nah, I wouldn't be a
Yes, you
shooter.
would.
Nah.
Yeah.
There's always a guy that's like kind of like just in the mix that just looks out of place, but still like real sociable. You might be that guy.
Yeah, and he's a shooter also, man.
Nah, I'm not a shooter. I don't think I'd be the shooter, man.
Nah.
I think I'd be like planning shit. I'd be like behind the scenes.
You'd be the orchestra, like the conductor.
Yeah. I'd be like, what is that? Usual Suspects? What's his name? Kevin Spacey?
Kaiser Sosa.
Kaiser Sose? Except, nah, I wouldn't be that either, man. I don't know what I'd be. I can't be. I feel so bad for everyone I robbed, yo.
Yeah.
I just have too much empathy.
I mean, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. You probably wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, if you if that was like your means of surviving.
Exactly.
Fam, I remember like in fucking in middle school, I would get into a fight, and if I hit someone in the head, I would stop and I'd be like, "Yo, you alright?" I couldn't even continue with that.
In the middle of a fight.
In the middle of a fight, and then it would kind of end, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had that many times when I've been like grappled up with motherfuckers. And then like after like the fight's still going, I'm like, yo, if I let go, you let go. Like,
yeah.
Cause it's just like cause you can't even move, like you just grappled up. Like if I let go, he gonna hit me. If he let go, I'm gonna hit him. So we're just like on the ground, like, you let go, no, you let go, like fuck you, and then you're like, yo man, let go. Like I ain't letting go. You gonna hit me.
Like everybody just watch you. Nobody's even trying to break it up.
Yeah.
They just want to
No, everyone's just kind of in the middle, and when the shit scatters, you're like, all right, I'm gonna let go, but like, yo, and you just kind of let go and you like roll over and shit. And I just remember that. But I used to, oh man, I don't want to talk about the shit. Yeah, but nah, I was never like the tough dude that didn't give a fuck about I always thought about motherfuckers.
Same.
I've been having a conversation. Damn, I'm working on this project, and I want to talk about it because it's. Oh man, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah,
because every time
don't jinx it. We talked about this before.
I know.
And motherfuckers gonna be waiting for it. Then if it doesn't happen, then you be like, oh.
You know what's another phobia I have?
What?
Another phobia I have is just like I don't like to mention anything because there's so many motherfuckers that just take shit that's not theirs. Like especially DJs. Like I've just been noticing DJs have been like this, like taking any idea or anything, like they don't give credit, they don't ask no more, they just take shit, man. It's not even DJing, all DJs, it's like every industry, everyone's just jacking ideas and jacking everything, yo. So like I'm afraid to talk, even my stupid thing that I'm working on, like I'm afraid to talk about it because I feel like one motherfucker will be like, oh yeah, I could do that too, and they'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you scared they might do it better than you? Or the fact that they just fucking...
They're going to try it. They're just going to try and
They're going to try and take your shit.
No, I'm really not worried about motherfuckers doing shit better than me. Because if they do it better than me, I'll be like, yo...
Yeah,
this is meant to happen.
That's meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's the motherfuckers that don't do it better than me.
Do some like poor man's version of it.
But do it before you.
It don't even matter. It just like when that motherfucker does it, another motherfucker does it, and then it just oversaturates the shit, and then it's not special no more. You know. But I feel like, I mean, that's gonna happen, and that happens inevitably with anything, man. Yeah. But I have a phobia with that shit right now. But anyway, it somehow came up to the question of how I got my crooked name, and then I was like thinking of my childhood, and when I was growing up, they used to call me Jiminy Cricket.
Why is that?
So you know Pinocchio, the movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket was the conscience, right? So when I was growing up, I'd always be the kid telling motherfuckers not to do fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So they would call me the conscience Jiminy Cricket. And then when my teeth started getting fucked up, they started just crooked. They started calling me Jiminy Crooked.
Wow.
And then by the time it was like high school, it was just Crooked.
That's crazy.
And that was how I got by. I thought of that when I was thinking about, just having empathy for motherfuckers whenever.
I always thought it was
the teeth.
Yeah, straight up.
Huh?
I thought it was just
I mean, just Crooked with the jacked up teeth make enough sense, but it came from Jiminy Cricket to Jiminy Crooked to just Crooked. No Jiminy. But there was a point when I was rapping, like when I was early.
Your name went through phases. Phases, man.
They used to call me Jiminy, yo. Like, I swear to God. Like in middle school, they would like, yo, Jiminy. They used to call me Jiminy.
That's crazy.
And then it was crooked.
So you've been crooked before you was a DJ?
Yeah.
Wow.
They even when they put it on the flyer, I was like, why'd y'all put that on the flyer? Because I felt like it was like, it made me look like I was trying to be tough or some shit.
Yeah.
Like DJ Crooked, like, oh, he's shady or some shit. Or something like that.
Wow, what you want to go by?
Yeah, I was gonna go by Rich Blue.
Rich Blue?
Why
yeah.
that?
Because at the time everyone was doing the full names. So it was like Mark Ronson, you know?
But where did blue come from?
Because I like
that's your favorite color?
No, because blue was like, I like Johnny Walker Black Label.
Okay.
And then I thought Blue Label was like up there. So it was like, yo, Johnny Walker Blue. It was like like Rich Blue. I was like, oh
All
shit,
right,
like
all right, that
I'm
makes
top
sense.
tier liquor, I'm top tier DJ kind of shit.
Rich Blue.
Yeah,
That's kind of
I get
it.
it, I get it
Flows.
down,
I ain't
yeah.
mad at that.
but instead everyone's like crooked.
So why didn't you be like, yo, just it's not crooked, it's Rich Blue?
It just didn't. Everyone was just like, yo, that shit looks stupid on flyers, yo. But just once it got out there, everyone was just like, once the flyers were printed,
It just stuck.
it just
You just like,
stuck.
fuck it, just leave it.
And then I just seemed like a bitch for wanting to change my name. They're like, what you care about your name? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like
your
you-
name though, man.
No, but they, you know how
really
motherfuckers are. They like, oh, you think you're gonna blow up and shit? Like,
Yeah.
Like you too good for DJ Crooked now.
yeah, like you crooked. Like you crooked. Like, shut up. You ain't Rich Blue. Like, shut
If
up.
you would have went the EDM route, then maybe could have switched to Rich Blue.
Nah, I mean, it's
That'd
just
been like
now
an
that I
EDM
look at it
producer
now,
name.
that sounds stupid as fuck, man.
Rich Blue.
A lot of names when you like, a lot of
Yo,
names.
when you couldn't compete in Vegas, you should have went by Rich Blue.
Oh, wait, what happened?
When you was in Vegas and you couldn't work
oh,
Oh,
after
when-
the light group shit.
after I had the contract.
Yeah, you should have went by Rich Blue.
Yeah, no. You gotta explain that. You make it seem like I couldn't work, like I couldn't find work.
When you couldn't work in Vegas.
Yo, remember in Vegas when you couldn't find work?
Excuse me. Yeah, when you signed the contract and
No
you,
one wanted
you couldn't
you.
compete with any other venues.
Yeah,
You had to wait 6 months.
I
What
signed-
was it, a
yeah,
year?
I signed a contract.
Yeah.
And when I left and broke the contract, there was a non-compete, and I couldn't work in Vegas for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I
So could you have done that?
I don't think so. I
I think
so.
you could have done that. Man.
Maybe that would have
Rich
been
Blue.
smart.
Yeah.
But no, but it was like Light Group. I left Light Group at the time, and I think no one wanted to deal with their legal
Right.
shit of just
Yeah.
getting sued and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was talking to a bunch of other clubs, and they were like, "We'll just wait for your
Fucking-
1 year non-compete to expire,
Yeah.
and then you can come back." Because like we're not trying to go to war with like
Right.
another nightclub.
You should have came back as Rich Blue. You would have. They'd be like, yo, who the fuck is this? Rich Blue?
Do you remember that era when I was dealing with the non-compete?
Yeah, of course.
I remember. I,
made-
didn't really know you well at the time, but I remember it happening.
I
still
think
got-
I was the first one that I think I'm the first dude that dealt with that shit.
Probably.
The first DJ that dealt with that non-compete in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
'Cause
You mean deal with it in the sense that they had to like.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't like
It was
work
enforced.
any place
It was
else.
enforced.
There was no other DJ that actually felt the wrath
Right.
of any of that.
No one
of
had it
that
enforced.
clause in any contract. Like no one ever said, like, "Nah, I'm leaving," and I'm
Yeah.
gonna like because
Everyone
honestly,
kind of had their pockets. And
everyone,
no one-
yeah, but no one would ever break a contract and not work in the city for a year.
Right.
So
Yeah.
a lot of motherfuckers thought I was crazy
Yeah.
for breaking the contract just to get my freedom and not work for a year.
Yeah.
But I
you know what's
literally
funny?
did that. Yeah.
I feel
But
like
yo,
that.
yo,
Go ahead.
not to interrupt you, but when I did break that contract
Yeah.
and I was not working for a year, the word got out that no one wanted to sign contracts. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, they all got rid of
Like
those
a year,
contracts.
like, yeah.
No,
like,
that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Like I feel like that somewhat, well, not somewhat. It really did change the industry, at least in Vegas, because I think after that, I don't ever remember anyone signing a contract.
No.
After that, it was like not a free for all, but like you were kind of free to move amongst like different groups.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
saw anything like that after that.
Yeah, I feel like that contract did fuck me up also. Like I couldn't work any place else. And I was
Mhm.
getting offers of work at other venues, but
Yeah.
I was in a light group contract. Even
Yeah.
though they was paying me good, I still wanted to do other venues.
Yeah.
Because I was just stuck at light and jet. And it was just like, I didn't want to burn myself out.
Yeah.
I do understand their side of it.
Mhm.
You know, like they don't want at that time they didn't want to deal with like hiring different DJs and doing all of this and if I remember so many things. They never like the Light Group never put anyone's names on flyers.
No.
I remember I had to fight for that.
You did, yeah.
Honestly, that company thought I was the biggest problem. And all I did was fight for the DJs on that crew. But they saw me as the biggest. We were like, I was like, yo, these nightclubs have DJs on their flyer. We should have DJs. They're like, no, Crooked, stop. And I would keep bringing it up. Yo, you're not putting our names on the billboards. You're
Right.
not doing this. You're not doing that. If we're in a non-compete, the least you could do is promote us. And I kept bringing that shit up, and they kind of thought I was like a problem and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and
But you know what's fucked up? After you left, what did they do?
They what did they tell me?
Well, you tell me, what did they do?
I know I forget a little
Nah,
bit.
they started putting DJ names on the flyers.
Yeah, yeah.
After you left, after all that shit went down.
Well, they started putting the names after I bitched about it.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like after everything that went down, then they
Yeah.
went full throttle and just put everybody's names on the flyers.
yeah.
I was thinking something that I probably shouldn't say.
Not say it, and I'll edit it out.
No,
If it's that bad.
So as soon as Crooked left, they had E-Rock Saturdays.
I mean, yo, they had E-Rock Saturdays. But you know who started the DJ name into the weekday or the weeknight?
Vice Sundays.
Vice Sundays. Or it was like Vice Saturdays or Vice Sundays.
No,
right?
it was both. It was
DJ Vice.
It was Vice Saturdays at Tao, Vice Sundays at Lavo.
Was he the first one to have a name?
That I remember.
Yeah, he was the first.
Even with 5 on Thursdays, it was still Worship Thursdays.
Yeah,
featuring DJ 5.
But they never had. DJ
It was Vice
5.
Saturdays because I used to open for both, so it was Vice Saturdays and Lavo Sundays. Vice
I used to
Sundays.
always feel some type of way like that they would never put Five's face on a Tao Thursday flyer.
No, and he's been doing like 10 years or plus.
He was the longest resident. DJ 5 was the longest resident at Tao on the
I want to say
Thursday.
15, right? Because he started. He started.
So
when they
15,
opened.
yeah. Even like year 15, still they never put his face on the flyer.
Yeah.
But you know what? In his defense, I don't think they did the same with Vice. I don't think it was just his logo.
Nah, they had his face on the flyer.
No, Saturdays they did.
They had his face on that big banner and shit. Remember, there was a big banner in the Venetian,
Yep.
Oh shit!
and there was Vice over there. Like, yo, what's good? I'm Vice, and this is my night. And DJ 5's flyer had the same like naked Asian chick with the back tattoo.
I thought it was the Buddha guy. The Buddha guy.
Yeah, it was both. It would either be the half naked chick with the Asian writing down the center of the back, or it would be the Buddha.
5's like a different motherfucker now.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's all about.
He's
his
like
health.
120.
He
right
lost
now,
half all that weight.
He
Bro,
was.
to say half the weight he had back there.
Shout out to Vice. He posted a picture of me for my birthday, and this had to have been 2010 or 2009 going into 2010 New Year's, and I opened for him at Tao, and he was a big dude. I didn't realize how much weight he lost, and even me, like I look completely different. No facial hair. I had a full head of hair.
Yeah,
shit looked crazy. I was all wavy.
You look like 13 in that picture.
Yeah, right.
I had my little taxi driver vest on with a little button up tie and shit.
Yeah. I like yo, shout to 5, man. He's really
yeah, man.
He's really dedicated, man. That motherfucker is a different
he's up
person.
in them Hollywood Hills running every day.
I like Hefty 5 though.
I miss the Hefty 5. I miss like late nights going to eat.
No, but
5 in the morning.
I feel like Hefty 5 looked like he could do some damage. You know what I'm saying? Like he could fuck some people up, man. Like no one really ever fuck with 5, right?
Nah, not at all, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like when you're a little bit shorter, it's not a bad thing to be a little heftier.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're at a certain height and you like kind of slim, I feel like motherfuckers try to pick you up and shit.
Think you
right?
fragile?
Yeah.
You think you're soft?
Yeah, just like push you around a little bit. Like I noticed when I was like vegan, I lost a mad weight. I was vegetarian or vegan for like 8 months.
Yeah.
I was mad, like frail. But I noticed motherfuckers were bumping me in the club more.
Yeah.
Like, you know when you walk through the club, through the crowd?
Yeah.
I felt like they were hitting me a little bit. Like, what you going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I never forget? When you got your ribs broke. Remember
Oh
you
my
say like
God.
one of your boys like picked you up and bear hugged you?
Oh my God. That happened in DC, yo.
Was you skinny then, or was you?
You was pretty skinny.
I was pretty skinny there.
Yeah.
dude.
I remember that. Yeah.
One of the security dudes at this DC club, he didn't see me in a minute. I think he left the club and he came to visit.
Yeah.
And he was drunk. He's a big dude. He's like 6'8". Big motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Crook, oh my God, what the fuck? And he hugged me and he lifted me up and he said, I'm so happy to see you. And then when he lifted
Did
me,
something crack?
yo, when he lifted me and shook me, I was like a doll. I was like, like the gas stations or the used car sales places.
The little air thing.
The air dude that goes around.
The air dude that's like that. That was like me.
Oh shoot.
And then when he shook me, I heard a crack, crack, crack. I was like, oh. And I was like, I literally heard like my shit cracking. I'm like, oh man, I think you just fucked me up.
Wow.
And I was drunk at the time, so I didn't really feel it. And then when I got home, got to the hotel, and I woke up the next morning because I think I had to take the train to New York, from DC to New York.
Yeah.
And I was like, I woke up, I was like, I felt like I was dying, yo. Oh my God. And I remember like hitting up my boys, and I was like, yo, should I go to the hospital? And they're like, yo, fam, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah, ribs.
Like if you got broken ribs, you just got to deal with that shit.
Let it heal up on its own.
So I remember and I had bags. And so I was like, and I was on the train. The train is not like,
Yeah.
it's a little bumpy. So every bump, I'm like,
Dude.
And I went to the doctor and I actually got an X-ray, and it was multiple ribs like broken.
Damn.
And I texted him. I'm like, yo, you know you fucked me up, right? And he's like, yo, my bad, man. I didn't know. I was just drunk. I don't know my own strength. I'm like,
Jesus.
yo, imagine that shit.
How long did it take to heal up?
That takes a while, like 2-3 months, right?
Yeah.
To fully. So I was like in pain.
Wow, man.
I was in steady pain for like.
Because there is literally nothing you can do for broken ribs except for take pain medication.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like, and you don't even realize, because I've had bruised ribs before. And then just breathing, like inhaling, or like, let's say if you like lift your arm up when you're in the shower, just everything, bro. Like nothing is comfortable.
This
like,
must have been a big motherfucking security guard.
He was like 6'8". Yeah. Yo, fam, I'm not, like, I'm like 5'11", right?
Yeah.
Like 190.
You're not in any.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for a motherfucker to pick me up and treat me like I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Doll.
Like I'm a rag doll, yo.
Wow.
He treated me like I was a squirrel. Like it was just like.
At least it happened after your gig, right?
It did.
That would that
was tough. I was like I had to take a train to New York.
I would say it was still bad.
And then I had to take a flight back, and I had to still travel for those 2 months. It was rough, man. I was a bitch. I couldn't laugh. I remember it was bad.
Was you on any medication, or you just like?
I don't know. I think at that time I just, because if I had to DJ, I just overdrank, probably just to numb that shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, yo, it's bad. I mean, I don't know how I got through that.
That's rough, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout to that motherfucker though.
I never forget that story, because I think I might have come to New maybe the week after that happened.
Yeah.
And I tried to like give you a pound and a hug, and he was like, nah, man. Like, I was like, what's wrong, man? You don't look right. You told me that story, and I never forgot that, bro.
Yeah. No.
That's so crazy.
I can't even imagine traveling for gigs nowadays. It just seems like.
I know, man.
It seems so foreign to me.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It's only been a year.
We recently had to cancel a gig in Texas.
Yeah.
And we canceled, and we didn't cancel, we rescheduled it.
Yeah.
But we literally did it a day before the governor announced that he was lifting the mask mandate.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my.
And
then
I would have been scared to go.
And they said they were going to 100% capacity, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God. I was like kind of like, and then the dudes in Texas were like, yo, we don't blame you. Like that shit.
Yeah.
That shit do sound crazy.
Crazy. Like the timing is just, I don't know, man. Like
we did it the day before. So when I hit them up, I felt so bad. I'm like, yo, we have to reschedule. Like, I don't think like the R.O.A.D podcast could be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, man, that's disappointing. We're really safe. And then like the day after they announced that shit, and the governor was like, yo, we're gonna go to 100%, and we're gonna lift the mask mandate. And then the whole crowd over there was like clapping. Like they texted me, it was like, nah, you did the right thing. Like,
even the DJs I know over there, they just like, man, we don't know what's going on, but we still wearing our masks because we just don't know. Like, the fact that it came out that way, a lot of people were shook. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, how do you even?
I feel like they had to do it though, man, because they lost so much money during that snowstorm.
Oh yeah,
that was
true.
Bad.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that was a lot of people were fucked up after that.
It's
no running water.
Yeah, every state is different too. Yeah. Every state is like its own doing their own fucking thing. New York is like, yo, New York is it's almost as bad as Atlanta, yo.
Really?
New York is bad, man.
I'm seeing the news, but no, I haven't heard anything much about it. But other than the stuff I saw in the news, like with Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, I mean, is bad, yo.
Yeah,
like my boy he has a daughter. He lives in Brooklyn. His area is just like shootouts every other day.
Damn.
And it's like and there's literally ambulance and cop cars on his block every other day. And then there was 2 incidents now in the past weekend. I think this weekend alone, there's been 2 incidents of cops getting shot at.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers are just shooting at cops now. Because there hasn't been really a police presence.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, like I don't know, man. It's getting crazy. My boy wants to leave New York.
Yeah. You think it just has to do with the lack of work? Like people just going crazy?
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with the pressures, the stress, financial shit. Yeah. I think it's a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things going on, man.
Are people still getting unemployment over there? Is that still like?
I mean, it's ending though, but I don't.
It's ending soon, but I think people are still getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. You know, if Atlanta's popping off, New York is popping off. It's like even L.A. has been bad, right? The homeless situation in L.A. is really bad.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it's bad in Chinatown.
Oh, in Chinatown?
In Chinatown, it's like robberies. Like my boy that lives there, he keeps showing me.
Oh, New York or L.A.?
No, L.A.
In L.A.
Chinatown. He's showing me
where's L.A. Chinatown? Where's that? Is there a Chinatown in L.A.?
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint it. The only thing I can think of in my head
mean
is like
Koreatown?
I'm sorry,
Koreatown.
Koreatown.
Okay, yeah,
My
yeah.
Wow,
bad.
it's the same thing, right?
Koreatown. I'm sorry. I totally apologize about that.
Oh man.
Wow.
You got me.
It came out.
You got me.
Yo.
No, you're
crime's
Koreatown.
on-
I'm
yeah.
embarrassed now,
crime's
but
fucking racist.
my face is red.
I'm not editing that out either.
I know you're not.
Damn,
I'm
yo.
apologizing, but yeah.
Look me in the eye and
K-Town.
apologize. Look me in the eye and
No,
apologize.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that shit.
Oh man.
Chinatown. I was like, because, yo, LA should have a big Chinatown, but they
You
don't.
know-
All right, so that's a good question. Why don't LA have Chinatown?
I don't know. That's a good question.
No, I think they do. K-Town is way more popular and way larger for whatever reason. And it's right there near like downtown, kind of like in between like downtown
Yeah.
and Silver Lake area. But yeah, there is a Chinatown. I just am not really familiar with it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But you said like there was just craziness going
Yeah,
on.
there's craziness going on down there right now, man. Homelessness, robberies.
Dang.
Like, what's the app that you can look at to see what robberies are going on in your neighborhood?
I know. Sean Perry always tells
Exactly,
me about
yeah.
that.
He
Shout to
keeps-
Sean Perry.
Yeah, every night
I tell him to delete that
every
app.
night I told him
Right.
stop looking at it. Every night look now, look what happened. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, stop looking at the app, man.
Yo, like
It's
30,
like a whole list of shit. That's
30
popping
years
off.
ago, he would have had the transistor radio, right? Listening to the police calls. You know, one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The CB, the
Yeah, the
CB
CB
radio,
radios.
CB
The
radio.
truck drivers have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a shooting on Providence Avenue.
Central
Shooting on there.
Park.
Request back up.
72nd Street Broadway is shooting.
Sean Perry would have been feeding his cats like, oh shit, it's going down.
Oh my god.
You know what? I ain't gonna front, man. Like, I feel like motherfuckers who have that app like have the shits going on because my boy downloaded an app like that in Brooklyn just to see how shit's going around in his neighborhood and where the bad spots are and shit like
Yeah.
that. So I can get it.
I mean, I would be scared to download that app because I would be nervous to see shit going off around my neighborhood. I'd be like, I'd be scared to go out.
What would you do?
Scared to go out.
You pull the covers a little bit higher.
Like, I'm going to bed early, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of them dudes that would rather not know.
Exactly,
Just
man.
like take my chances.
I don't know. I think it's good to know, but yeah, I guess it could cause. I think it would cause a lot of stress, man.
It
Hell
definitely would
yeah.
cause stress, man.
Super.
Yeah.
Anxiety levels would be crazy.
Imagine that if it goes off, a beep goes off every time a robbery happens in your neighborhood. Your phone
Yeah.
keeps going off. Doot, doot.
Hell no.
You have to look at it like,
You're gonna be like, it's time to move, man.
exactly, man.
Nah, it's funny, man. You bring up all the crimes because I remember our African friend Mario.
Yeah.
Mario sent me. He sent me that IG account for Asians with attitude, and I forwarded it to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Like NWA, but it's AWA.
Yeah.
So like with all the recent rise in like crimes against Asians,
Yeah.
like this whole like what are they like guardian angels?
Actually, I did research on it.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
he just mixed up Chinese and Korean, but he did research on Asians with attitude.
what? It was like it's aimed at uniting all Asians so they could like look after their neighborhood.
Yeah.
Cause like recently, like you know what's going on. Like people are robbing older Asian people.
They're robbing everybody.
I mean everybody, but still, it's like the old. I'm about to say the old.
I don't know if
folks.
they're robbing. They just kind of like I see random videos of them just like pushing
them,
motherfuckers
yeah.
for no reason, yo.
So now there's like they're on foot patrol, like patrolling the neighborhood, making sure everything is safe. And it's mostly young kids
Yeah.
that are patrolling the neighborhood.
Kind of like a neighborhood watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like the '80s all over again.
It's like
man.
the guardian, the new guardian angels.
Yeah. They
I remember they had that in my neighborhood growing up. Neighborhood watch.
They did.
Like,
Oh
for,
yeah,
like-
they did, right?
Yeah. Like you get the cool little jacket and flashlight.
But wasn't it a bunch of nosy
Yeah.
neighbors and shit? It was just
Mostly.
mostly nosy neighbors.
Cool
just-
jacket and flashlights.
Yeah. They used to have like local meetings at the local park like once a month.
and they had like walkie talkies.
and they would
and shit.
appoint people to like have lookouts and like if kids are coming home during school hours
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
making sure the kids are safe.
I mean, we're cracking jokes right now, but honestly, that is the best solution.
It is
kinda,
good,
right?
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Honestly, it did help me get to know my neighborhood
Right.
a lot better. So I knew who was on whose block.
Wait, was you on Neighborhood Watch?
Nah, I wasn't. But
You ain't got to lie.
No,
right?
Yeah,
D was like 10 years old.
he was thinking about it.
With the jacket and a little flashlight.
no, I wasn't in it. But like a couple of.
Looking like Rick Ross, like a young Rick Ross.
I wasn't in it, but a couple of my homeboys' parents were. So like, if I was like riding my bike and it was getting a little late, they were like, "Darren, it's almost 6 o'clock. You need to get back to your block."
You're like, fuck you.
You was snitching. You was dry snitching at 10 years old.
Hall monitor.
I'm telling y'all.
The hall monitor for the streets. No, honestly, we're cracking jokes, but I think that's honestly the best
I think
response.
that's good, man. Yeah.
For all of that.
Especially having the younger kids involved in this.
I just think like, if I don't know, man, it really comes down to crime prevention, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like for me, I don't know if it's as black and white as these are crimes against Asians because it's about COVID. You know what I mean? About Trump talking shit about Asians and
I feel like that
saying the Kung flu.
That had a lot to do with it.
You think it did?
I
think
so.
it has more to do with crime. And if I was a criminal, I would prey on Asians because they seem to just keep to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were gonna rob somebody, and a white dude walked by, and a black dude walked by, and a Latino walked by, and an Asian walked by, wouldn't you more than likely rob the Asian? As like on some crime shit.
Right.
Because you can't see an Asian person fighting back sometimes. Like there's that
not
stigma.
for nothing. This sounds dumb, but I feel like
Yeah.
the white person might have more money.
But dude, what Neville just said is real because those are all just stereotypes.
Right.
Like the white person might have more money.
Mm-hmm.
The Mexican might have a knife.
Right.
Who knows?
The black might have a gun.
The black dude can run really fast, so he can get away.
Mm.
And it's like the Asian might seem weak, but that's not the case. It's just those planted seeds of stereotypes that we know. So
Yeah.
like based off those stereotypes, they might attack the Asians.
But see, like the stereotypes in the 70s and 80s with Asians is that because of Bruce Lee was that, you don't fuck with Asians because they could fuck you up.
No karate.
Right.
Yeah.
They know karate.
Yep.
But somehow in the last 30 years, that went away.
I don't
you know
know
what I'm saying?
Because that always crosses my mind. Like if I see
but they start making karate movies.
True.
Going into that.
But even if it's not an Asian, just someone that's quiet, I'm like, that's not someone I want to mess with because usually the quiet ones are kind of like the ones that know what they're doing. Like it's the loudmouth ones that I'm like, all right, whatever. You just wolfing. But
I think
someone quiet, yeah.
I think there is that stereotype that Asians are kind of like a weaker and stuff, and they kind of keep to themselves a little bit more. Like like they're not as outspoken to fight back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that, but I think Trump definitely made them seem like they're unsafe or unsanitary or whatever. Because
I don't think that affects the crime though.
yeah,
Like I don't think as a criminal, or I don't know. Maybe
I feel like
maybe
people,
I'm wrong.
People are just mad.
Yeah,
Especially
maybe.
when Trump is
No,
talking
you're
about,
right. You're right.
oh,
you're
the
right.
Kung Fu flu and this and that.
Right.
And people are out of work. It's like,
Right.
and they're just frustrated. They got to be stuck at home.
so it's
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like they're
yeah.
blaming the Asians.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Like-
yeah. That's why I would say I blame,
No,
blame Trump.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. I didn't see it from that. I only saw it from like a criminal aspect.
But no, but you're not totally
He
wrong.
wasn't off though.
You're not totally wrong because from a criminal aspect, they all have to go into the situation with like a preconceived stereotype of what they're attacking.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But it's like now you're hearing about. You never heard about this before until recently, until
It's good.
COVID.
Yeah, it's good.
Popped off. So that's why I kind of blame Trump.
Yeah. I think what's happening right now is good. Like, because I was doing a little bit of research,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that like crimes against Asians did spike up 150%, which
Yeah.
is a lot.
Yeah, man.
That's nationwide.
Yeah, that's astounding.
insane.
That's like from last year.
150%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then they were saying that 70% of the crimes against Asians, 70% of all crimes against Asians are done by non-Asians,
Yeah.
which is very rare. Because usually a lot of the crimes are within the race.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Latino against Latino, black versus black, white versus white. Those are most of the crimes.
And then it kind of breaks my heart because seeing it happen, I had to take myself back for a moment because I was seeing my friends posting.
Yeah.
And at first, I kind of like dismissed it. So I'm like, damn, this is probably what other races feel like when blacks are going through things. They just kind of dismiss it and not understand what the other people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to be a little more sympathetic and be like, damn, like maybe I should start reaching out to some of my friends.
Yeah.
Because if I just dismiss it, I'm a part of the problem. You know what I mean?
I don't think you don't have to like call all your Asian friends and be like, yo, you good? Because then it becomes like the guilty white dude calling you up and being like, during Black Lives, like during last year with George Floyd, like, yo, man, I'm really sorry about what's going on. You're just kind of like, yo, like, I mean,
but some people are sincere. Some are like just they're not as sincere. Like with you, Cook, your mom's is in New York by herself,
right?
And I'm like, damn, I'm worried about your mom because I know your mother.
Yeah.
She's like she's older. She's by herself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I worry about her. It's like, damn, I really would not want anything happen to her.
No, for sure.
Shit. So
I mean, I know you care about that, but D doesn't care about that.
But I met your mom too, man.
He dismissed the social media posts. You know what I'm saying? Did you even like it? Did you even double tap it?
I might have
just passed it. You just passed that shit.
Yo, man, I met your moms, man.
What he said in his head? Y'all Asians better knuckle up, man. Y'all better toughen the fuck up. Y'all better man up.
You better get some boxing lessons. Go to hit the gym.
So thank you, Never, for empathizing.
Man.
That makes up for you mixing up the Chinese and Korean.
Thank
shit.
you, man.
Oh,
thank
you.
Right.
You got a lot of explaining to do.
I know, man.
No,
I'm working on it.
No, I mean, it is a thing where a lot of my homies in New York hit me and they were like, "Yo, if your mom needs anything, like just let me know. Like I'll come, and I'll help out and shit like that, and I'll drop, whatever." But like the neighborhood she's in right now, she's good. It's like she's like groceries not even half a block away. It's like a very family community. You know what I'm saying? So like, she doesn't really have to travel more than a block or 2 blocks in the neighborhood. So
that's good.
But yeah, it is one of those things where like I worry about that shit. You know?
Yeah, man.
It's just like it's just one of those times, man. But I feel like once she gets vaccinated, it's just so hard to get the vaccine in New York, like right now.
Yeah.
But once she gets vaccinated, I think I'm gonna go out there and check on her and just stay there in New York for a while.
That's good.
Yeah. You should do the same when your family starts getting vaccinated.
I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah.
I was just talking to my grandmother and my aunt. They were both asking my opinion on the vaccination because they're gonna go ahead and get it in LA. And I was like, you know what? At first I was real skeptical, but at this point, I think when I have the opportunity, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
I feel the same way too. At first I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, nah, fuck that. But now,
I was telling Crooked before we started filming. Sam's Club, at least in the state of Nevada, if you're a frontline worker, they're offering it free of charge. You just got to make an appointment.
Oh wow!
And that was from one of my friends. She's a cocktail server on the casino floor at the Venetian, and she got hers. She actually just got her second dose, and she said it's free as long as you are a frontline worker. So that kind of includes us too because we're DJs. She said we would be eligible.
I was wondering if the nightclubs and all the venues were going to start having it be mandatory for you to get the vaccine in order for you to work.
Yeah.
Just because
that's a good one. Yeah.
I was wondering that because I was like, holy shit, what if it's like hard to get a vaccine still in a month and a half, but we got gigs, but we can't work our gigs in Vegas. So we're going to have to pay like $500 for a vaccine or some shit.
Right.
You know how that shit go, right?
Yeah.
There's some like underground vaccine motherfucker.
So he got the
vaccine.
He's cutting up the vaccine, making one vaccine into 2. You know what I'm saying?
Add some ether and baking soda.
Yeah, just mixing that shit up. Just cooking up that vaccine.
Yeah.
You get like a bootleg version of the vaccine.
You have the full vaccine. You got like half of it.
You pull up to an apartment.
Yeah. You be like Chris Tucker in Friday after he smoked that angel dust. Like, just kind of moving a little bit.
Be twitching every 10 minutes.
Doing bird calls.
Yeah. No, but I was worried. I was kind of worried about that because I know that the venues are not going to want liability, right?
Right.
Because if you do contract COVID or something happens, like they don't want any of that shit to happen. But
yeah.
Did you think so? Because it's like the customers coming into the venue. How would you know if they had the vaccine?
No, workers.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the workers, they do it, but it's like the customers that's coming into the nightclubs.
I don't know, but there's been conversations about mandatory vaccines for like festivals.
Yeah.
Like certain events. You know what I'm saying? Like they could start doing that mandatory vaccine because they were doing like mandatory testing before flights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you needed like all that shit, whatnot. So like safety precautions
Yeah.
might go from testing to vaccine.
Yeah.
So it might be one of those things where
I could definitely see it for like you said, concert venues, large sporting events, festivals.
They're gonna streamline it too. There's gonna be a company out there that streamlines that shit where it's an app, it's your identity, and basically it works through all the through all the outdoor events or festivals, so that your whole medical history regarding COVID is there.
Yeah.
So when's the last time you got tested and blah blah blah? I don't know, man. That's just like a thought in my head.
It's a huge business.
There's a business in all of that shit, man. There's always a motherfucker making money off of that shit.
Big money.
When they're not stealing tires, they're doing other shit.
I forgot. I think I was talking to my younger sister, and I was comparing COVID, not in what it does to you, but comparing it to AIDS. And I was like, if they don't figure out a cure, they're definitely going to figure out a way for us to just live with it and have healthy lives. I was like, when is the last time you've heard someone die of AIDS? It's been a while, at least for me.
Well, that's when it becomes when it's a pandemic right now, and when it becomes an endemic, it actually becomes something that just gets ingrained into our society.
Right.
Like the flu, chicken pox, the measles at some point. Yeah. So everyone's saying that at this point right now, the way America's reacting to shit, that it might be an endemic in America only.
Yeah.
Just because it's just so hard to get everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
That we'll never be fully rid of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Texas is wide open, no masks and shit. So they're just saying in certain parts of the country too, it might be more prevalent. Like maybe 5 years from now in Texas, around that area, there might be just like a COVID season during the winter.
Yeah.
And it's something that might take over the flu or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who knows what the fuck's gonna happen, man?
I know, man.
Hey, yo, you haven't seen this, right?
What you talking about?
The Coming to America. Have you seen Coming to America 2?
I've seen it twice.
Well, did you like it that much?
I did like it. I did enjoy it.
Really?
It wasn't. People was expecting it to be better than the original.
Yeah.
But no way was that gonna happen. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing Eddie Murphy. I seen it all. Seeing all the characters again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I liked it. How about you?
I thought it was perfect to watch on a streaming platform. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think if it was in the movie theater, I would have expected more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if they ever had a chance to do a sequel for Coming to America, I think this would have been the best time because I think there wouldn't have been as much pressure.
Right.
Because it's on a streaming
But
platform.
it originally supposed to come out in the movies.
Yeah. I think if I saw it in the theaters, I would have been a little disappointed.
Yeah.
But the fact it's on a streaming platform, I didn't pay for the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was just cute and lighthearted.
It was what I expected it to be.
It wasn't I mean, you can't beat the first one. It was just the first one was just
no way was
so
that gonna happen.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I like how they just kind of put little things here from the first movie.
Yeah.
Like the two rapping twins, the Peaches. My name is Peaches and I'm the best. All the DJs want to feel my breath.
When Tracy Morgan introduced Randy Watson, I almost peed in my pants because he was like, "It's my cousin. I look up to him."
It was just good nostalgia, man.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you know? Does anyone know how the numbers were? Like how the show did?
I don't know. It's hard to tell on streaming, man.
Yeah.
I think it did. Nothing's gonna do as well as box office.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tickets and shit, ticket sales.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's adapting, yo.
Yeah.
They're getting used to it. Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. Like WandaVision is taking over. Like everyone loves.
Well,
Have you been watching that?
I've watched the whole thing.
You like it?
That? I like the ending, the final.
You like the final joint?
Yeah.
I wish they just stretched it out to another episode.
Yeah.
I just feel like they were jam packing a bunch of shit.
But I felt they wrapped it up good because it's it leads into the movies, like the Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange, because Wanda's supposed to be co-starring in that movie, so that character's gonna be in there. So I kind of like the way they did it.
I just thought there was certain things that needed a little bit more explanation. But I thought it was cool. Like the Biggie documentary, I Got a Story to Tell.
Yeah.
I thought that should have been like a 2-part series.
Really?
No, actually, I thought it should have been longer as well.
I thought it should have been long because they spent so much. By the way, amazing documentary.
It was really good.
I really enjoyed that shit. You saw that, D,
Yeah, I
right?
watched it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. There was a lot of things going on that I didn't know. Partly because I was young, growing up in LA,
Mm-hmm.
and then I feel like obviously the movie, it's a movie, so I feel like it has to have some Hollywood theatrics to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just kind of like understanding his Jamaican roots, which I
that
thought was
dope.
amazing.
That was really dope.
That's like the first time it was brought up in any of his documentaries,
Yeah.
which I appreciated.
I love that. I love how he
But-
kind of like came up under his uncle. That was a MC in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
and he kind of like had a little bit of his influence from that. And then also the jazz musician that was his neighbor.
Yeah.
I think it was Darrell Harrison.
Donald
Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
How he kind of like wanted to groom him to
Yeah.
be a performer, but instead he kind of like used his teachings into becoming a rapper.
It's
Kind of, you
it's
know what I
dope
mean?
because especially with kids, all these little like kind of influences, they really do affect the motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Growing up,
Definitely, yeah.
and it's like it's dope, man. And I mean, honestly, Jamaican roots
Yeah.
with dancehall and reggae, like hip hop has so much to thank to them, man.
And even like
Yeah.
his
The whole shit is like all of that shit. The sound clashing,
yeah.
the MCing, the DJ,
the call and response
the
type.
call and response. That's
yeah.
all fucking, that's-
Jamaican shit.
and that's all hip hop, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was a great mention. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought like, and even Diddy referred to Biggie as like, he wasn't a very hip hop influenced rapper. Like his influence came from a lot of like reggae, jazz. Even his flow, they compared it to like a drum percussion. I was a part in the movie, a part in the documentary with that. And he did mention that his favorite rapper was Big Daddy Kane. So I didn't know that, but
And
just a lot of things I didn't know.
Also, the first two hip hop tapes he brought was Run DMC and the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys, yeah. And it's also, I thought it was interesting that I didn't know like Jamaicans listen to country music. The country music also influenced Biggie a lot.
Yeah,
I think so too. Yeah.
with the storytelling.
The storytelling, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought all those little things that they included was really dope.
Yeah.
I was wondering why they didn't include D-Rock taking the gun charge.
But I feel like they changed up that story to talk about his other boy, Oval.
Yeah.
That he's the one that like inspired him to keep going doing the rapping.
Right.
And he wound up getting killed.
By his
And
uncle.
I feel like
which was
that had
crazy.
more to do with Biggie being a rapper than D-Block taking the
D-Rock.
D-Rock, sorry. D-Block taking
D-Block
the
is Jada Kiss, yeah.
and the Locks, yeah.
The Locks, yeah.
but D-Block taking the gun, taking the charges. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I feel like they didn't. And then people knew about that already.
Yeah.
So I feel like they just left it out.
I thought they should have mentioned it, but not, like maybe spent so much
Mhm.
time on it.
Yeah.
Because it made it feel like it didn't exist,
Yeah.
or that it was like fabricated for the movie.
For the movies, yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I thought it was good, but I thought they spent so much time in the beginning, and then they rushed everything.
The end, yeah, I agree with you.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then not only that, I would have loved a breakdown of the music for both albums.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
would have loved them to break down Ready to Die and just the process and talk to every producer
Yeah.
for each
But
song.
I feel like that should be another documentary.
Oh,
You know
man.
what? I
then-
agree because when
Yeah.
they started interviewing Easy Mo B,
Yeah.
that's where I thought it was going. I'm like, okay, cool. They got Easy Mo B. They're going to have more producers kind of like chiming in.
Talk about his process.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Easy Mo B is probably in my top 3 of producers that I love all time. And just to see him talk about it and how he was like picking Biggie up when you see him on the corner and they would just go have long drives and talks.
Yeah.
All that shit I thought was amazing. And how they developed a bond, I thought they're going to keep going that route. And they just literally switched into going straight into his first single.
Yeah, they just kind of rushed like the last like the half.
Last half,
The second half of it.
yeah.
They
They
kinda
talk about
rushed.
life after death. They didn't talk about the
Yeah.
recording process of that.
Like, it
album.
went-
I want to know about the recording process for fucking Life After Death, yo.
Yeah.
Like I want to know that so bad, yo.
Yeah.
A double album.
Yeah.
And they kind of mentioned a little bit that he was writing everyone's rhymes for Junior Mafia.
I see. I remember
Yeah.
that.
And I was just like, yo, why don't we talk about that album? Like,
Yeah.
talk
Yeah,
about
a little
that a little
Junior
bit.
Mafia. Yeah,
They got to do that, yo. Like, there's a Selena series
Uh-huh.
about Selena, the Mexican singer,
Yeah.
Yes.
on Netflix, and it's like literally one whole season, like 10 episodes, on her just coming up.
Wow.
And it was like, to me, I love the details.
is it true to like? Is it like a biography or is it like kind of?
I mean, there's just all these little details on like her brother, like writing the songs, and the father pressuring the brother to write the songs. and the sister like drumming in the background, and them being a family band, and then playing like, you know, like doo-wop, and then like going into like cumbia and all of this other shit. So it's like it's a whole process, and you learn about the music, and you learn about the Mexican culture and like LA culture. You learn about all those things.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole time I was like, damn, I love the detail. I love the details. Then all these 10 episodes, and that was only one season, and the second season is gonna go on into something else, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like with the Biggie shit, they could have done maybe 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like focus on
The beginning of his career.
like first one focus on Ready to Die.
Yeah.
The second one focus on Junior Mafia, Little Kim, and then the third one like focus on Life After Death.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that whole thing. I wanted the detail. I wanted more details, because in the beginning there was so much detail, and then afterwards it was like, oh,
all right, let's rush it up.
Then this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And it's like, yo, what the fuck?
Let's rush it. We got a time limit.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just thought it was dope that they had so much footage, like all those camera footage.
All D-Rock, yo.
Yeah, that shit was incredible. Like just from them touring, being in hotels, photo shoots.
Yeah.
Like the story of
I'm
him.
kind of disappointed Lil Kim wasn't in it.
There's probably a reason, right?
It has to be, yeah.
Maybe
Because
Faith.
everyone else is in there.
Say maybe Faith has something to do with that.
I don't know.
But was Faith in it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
I don't
feel
know
like
they're.
I feel like maybe Faith, they don't get along, right?
Hell,
Faith and Little Kim.
I don't think so.
I thought they squashed it. They
did
beat.
squash
I feel like they
it, right?
fake squashed it.
I think honestly, man, I think Little Kim just wants to move on from that shit. I don't think she
Yeah.
likes talking about that shit at all, yo.
It could be that.
I think it brings up like a
Yeah.
a fucked
And she
up
was
past.
always painted as like kind of like the side chick, and maybe she just doesn't like that. You know what I mean? Like Faith was the wife. She was kind of like painted as like the side chick that was kind of like rapping, and Biggie just put her on. Like maybe you're right. She just doesn't want to be associated with any of that shit.
I feel like there's something going on with Little Kim because she never comes out, right? She's not on social media.
Nope.
She doesn't really come out unless it's like a big event or some big show.
Yeah.
So I think she's just really super private, yo.
Yeah, man.
It could be that, yeah.
I also think I think she's always had an insecurity about how she appeared in the public, like
Yeah, I agree.
physically with all the plastic surgery she did to her face.
Yeah.
Could be that also, yeah, man.
I think there's a deep rooted like low self-esteem in her
Yeah.
where she doesn't really want to be seen, or I don't know what the fuck, you know. It's a little sad, but
Yeah, it
you know.
is.
But she's such an important part of the story.
Yeah.
I think.
No, I totally agree with you, man.
Fam,
yeah.
I've
It's
said
like if C's is in a part, you can't have just C's. It has to be Lil Kim too. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna talk about Junior Mafia in any kind of way, it has to be both of them.
I've said this before, man. Like one of the most inside looks I've ever had in Biggie's life was the Faith Evans biography book.
Oh, really?
It's if you want to know about all that shit that was going on from like 112, it's like being broke and sleeping in Faith's living room,
Yeah.
like all of that shit, like
Wow.
all of those details of her sneaking into Biggie's mansion in New Jersey, and then finding Little Kim in the bed and then beating the shit out of her.
Wow.
Like all of these little fucking things, like all of these details, they're all in that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
so like it's a fast and easy read. Like you could read that biography in like 2 hours, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's super easy. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's like I couldn't put it down, man. I think I finished it in like one flight,
Shit.
and I never read.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, as like from an illiterate motherfucker like me, I enjoyed it and I couldn't put it down. And usually, like if I read a book, I'll fall asleep in like 10 minutes. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I can't keep my eyes open. But that's definitely pick that shit up.
No, it's weird, man. Because even I was talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, if you listen to Lil Kim's hardcore album now, that shit sound good, man. Like it aged really well. Like all them tracks, like they obviously we can't probably play them in the club, but just from an aesthetic of listening to it in my car or in the gym, that shit sounds amazing. I know Biggie read a lot of the rhymes, but she has to be a part of that story more. Like if they do anything more, like you said, like they could have done another episode and really gone into detail with the Junior Mafia shit.
Her voice and her cadence, though, is so good. Like her delivery and shit. I think she set a new standard with that because I don't think a lot of female rappers had that before. Yeah,
she had like a grittiness to her. She was really like.
I mean, she had grittiness and she was like Like she was like kind of like one of the fellas.
But she didn't.
But
she
Kim
didn't,
was like a
she didn't
female.
play with her. She didn't play with her voice delivery. Like MC Light was like straight up rapping. Like she had the
But
same.
she was like
tone.
a tough. She was like the tough Brooklyn rapper. But,
Yeah, for sure. But Little Kim had like different tones.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you big. She had like different flows. She would make noises.
And that was
and
like
shit.
all Biggie. I feel like he's like
yeah,
total-
definitely. Yeah, I was,
But it was a good watch though. Like
definitely worth watching.
yeah, there was a lot of things that going into it I didn't have any expectations, but after watching it I was like, wow, I learned a lot. And to be honest, like I don't want my West Coast friends to like kill me off for this, but I like look at Biggie and Pac differently now. Like I almost want to put Biggie a little bit ahead.
really.
Just from a rhyme standpoint, not from what he did overall career, but just as a pure rap artist, I might put Biggie a little ahead. I think
I want to say, of course, but I'm not gonna go there.
but this is coming from someone that grew up in Inglewood.
Yeah.
Man. Like I had no interest in listening to Biggie when Pac was killing it because I was just so brainwashed with West Coast shit, and I didn't want to give anything else a chance. But in my adult years, I see it different, and I think that I really can appreciate the artist that Biggie was, but I still love Pac as like a poet, like a writer, philanthropist, actor, like all those things he did. But Biggie was just raw, man. Like just everything I watched last night in that documentary, he was just so raw. And I have a huge, much more greater appreciation for him than I did before.
I just also think there hasn't been really many good bio content on Tupac.
Yeah.
Like
All Eyes on Me was
yeah, like that movie was horrible, bro.
Yeah, man.
And then like there was one good documentary on him. I forgot what it was called. It was like 15 years ago though, right?
Well, it was like him narrating it. Was it that one?
I don't know. There was a Tupac documentary that came
and
out.
it had a soundtrack to it, right?
Yeah.
The Eminem song was on that soundtrack.
Was it the Resurrection or something like that?
I think that's
Tupac
what it
Resurrection?
was.
Was it Tupac Resurrection?
I believe so.
I think that was the only decent documentary that came out. And then there was nothing really else that came, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just been kind of like everyone's just trying to make money off of that motherfucker. So like all this content that came out on Tupac, I just think
All Eyes on Me
kind of
was
fucked it
vague,
up.
bro. Like it didn't go into detail on anything. Really, it just touched. It just touched little things here and there, like his move to the Bay and his relationship with Jada and
But it was just bad.
Death Row. It was just it was. I don't know.
Even the casting, man. I know that the casting was bad, yo. It was just really bad, man. And then they used like the same dude from the Biggie movie.
The guy who played
yeah.
Biggie
They
played
used
Biggie
the same
in the
Suge in the
Yeah.
and that was bad.
I know, man.
And then for some reason, the actor who played Biggie in the Tupac movie, he forgot how to do his Biggie impression. He just started talking to him like this, like, yeah, I don't know, you shouldn't trust that dude, man. That dude's shady.
Yeah, that was a weird movie, man.
It was just bad.
Whenever I
man.
see it coming on like repeat on Lifetime, I'm like, man, I can't watch this shit. This shit is whack.
I've yet to really see an in-depth look on Tupac's kind of music and his process and talking about how he did that shit. But I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I would love to see a Biggie joint though, man.
You know what it is with Tupac too, I think, is that he ran with so many different circles throughout the course of his 25 years that it's probably hard to get all of that information and put it into one thing. Like Biggie grew up with Junior Mafia and his whole circle stayed the same.
Right.
So it's probably a lot easier to like communicate amongst that circle to get the truth.
It's like a big difference between when Tupac released Me Against the World, then when he released the first Death Row record.
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
But you know what? That says something about Tupac, right? Because he's kind of a loner and a survivor.
Yeah.
So he's literally had to just survive, and just kind of, everyone says like, yo, you get like 3 different Tupacs, right? And I think he just had to do that to survive, right?
Yeah.
He had to be a chameleon. Like he had to fit in with the digital underground.
Yeah.
He had to fit in with the Death Row.
Yeah.
So I feel like he didn't really come up with a crew like Biggie. Like Biggie,
He was trying to fit in with the New York rappers.
Yeah, he's like New York, LA. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in like Philly or some shit? I don't know.
He grew up in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, in Baltimore.
In Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
And then Biggie is like, you really know where his roots came from. Jamaican, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He was with his day ones till the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's it's 2 different stories, right?
Yeah.
It's one that's
He had
like,
the same producers from the first 2
Mhm.
albums. Nothing changed.
There's a loyalty there,
But
right?
Pac, it was like, yeah, you're right. It was like change. it's like so many different people was in his circle during his lifetime, but nobody stayed. It was never the same crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you also have to look at like even Biggie grew up in Brooklyn and shit, and it wasn't like he wasn't like wealthy or anything.
Yeah.
He still had a really loving mother.
Yeah.
Whereas Pac, his mom was on crack.
Yeah.
Like it was an unstable household.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to Biggie, who always had pretty much love on the block and from his moms and shit.
Yeah.
So it's two different upbringings. Like one literally had to like kind of survive on their own, and one was kind of like around a lot of love.
People that loved them.
Yeah. So it's like two different types of people, man.
Yeah. I feel like what Biggie had, Pac was searching for that, like just a sense of family. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's so many layers to his story. Like even from his parents being Black Panthers. You know what I mean? Like how they went back into the roots of Jamaica with Big. Like there's so many roots with Pac that we just don't know about, and maybe we never will because people don't have access to that story. But
I think it's hard. I think it's hard to gather all that information and gather all those interviews because it's so scattered. Maybe I don't know. And with Biggie, it's a lot easier. It's like everyone is probably still in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
The same people, still
same
in the
motherfuckers,
same neighborhood.
And you know what's crazy too? Like, man, the majority of people that Pac really rolled with heavy, they're dead. Like all of the outlaws. Like all them dudes, like got killed off. Like most of them. Like
wait, after he passed?
Yeah, like a lot of them dudes passed away.
How come motherfuckers don't talk about that?
That's what I'm saying. It's just like literally after Pac's death, after Biggie's death, a lot of them dudes just got killed off. Like Omar Gaddafi, like all them dudes he was running with the Outlaws when they had their Outlaw album. I don't think any of them dudes that was on Hit 'Em Up is alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think that's some shit?
I don't know, man, but it's just
I don't think it was
crazy.
a shake shit, but I mean, like,
I
feel like they was just
doing that. Something was up. You know what I mean? Like, how is that possible that all them dudes are no longer living? Shit's crazy.
I don't know.
So,
it sounds a little too weird. Hey, yo, by the way, man, we got to give a big shout to Homicide, man. DJ Homicide, Craig Anthony.
It's good, bro.
One of my favorite IG accounts too, Urban Sicko.
Yeah.
He's having complications. He's not in the best shape right now.
Yeah.
We want him to feel better.
Yeah, man.
I think a bunch of DJs went on Twitch stream for him. And, man, we just,
get well soon, bro.
Get well, man.
Yeah.
Also want to give a big shout and much love to DJ Audio One from the Bay.
Yes.
Yes,
he suffered from a stroke late last year. He's still in recovery. Our heart goes out to you, my man. And he's still got bills, and he's got hospital bills to pay. And we want to make sure we can support him. $5, $10, $20, whatever you can.
Yeah.
You can send those donations to paypal.me/DJ Audio One. And that's a one, like a number one. You can also support him on his Twitch stream because a lot of DJs have been supporting him there, and they've been DJing on his account.
Yeah.
And they've been keeping his Twitch alive. You can go to twitch.tv/DJ Audio One. That's a number one over there.
Yeah.
Prayers up, man. We miss you, man.
Yeah, man. Hope you get better soon, man.
Hope you get better.
Up,
Homicide, hope you get better.
Yes.
All right, y'all. And we out, man.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace. If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.